Thank you very much for showing up today. In light of the not so recent, but everything that's happening in the world, I thought about what can I do to help people and help businesses. Being in the space that I'm in, as most of you know right now, it's imperative that we stay connected. We stay connected to our customers. We stay connected with our clients. I mean, with our customers, our clients, and our friends. And social media and generally speaking, because of our isolation, the digital space is playing a very, very big role in all of this. And as you know, in our businesses as well, right? So yeah, so basically it's open office hours. I can answer any questions you guys have. And I was going to share a little bit of information before we get that. As most, or at least some of you know, I actually use ActiveCampaign as my CRM. By the way, if you see me looking away, I have 4 screens actually. So I'm running the Zoom, the people on one screen, the screen that I'm going to share in front of me, my camera's in front of me, and I have a different screen of people talking over here. So if I'm looking around, don't think that I'm not here, because I am. I'm just seeing who else is showing up and stuff. So anyway, so first thing, I wanted to share something really quick with you guys. Something very quick. As you guys know, or some of you know, I use ActiveCampaign as my CRM. The reason I use ActiveCampaign as my CRM is because it has these really cool email automation tools, to the point where you can send emails, and if somebody clicks on something, you send them another email, you can make it hold for 24 hours, etc., etc. So it is a very powerful email marketing automation tool. And yes, Ben, you're absolutely right. I do have an ActiveCampaign affiliate link. So if you are thinking of joining ActiveCampaign, you can ask me. To be honest with you, I'm not sure how much I actually make out of that. But you know what? I'm doing this without any actually affiliation. If you guys want to go ahead and do it on your own, that's absolutely fine as well. But having said that, ActiveCampaign sent this really cool email on March 18th, which was I think a week ago or so, that really struck a chord and sort of inspired me to do this, what I'm doing right now, right? The message, or the title of this blog is called "Now Isn't the Time to Stop Talking to Your Customers." Now, having said that, yeah, thanks, Ben. ActiveCampaign is definitely awesome. Having said that, I think we find ourselves in a great place in terms of the opportunity that we have. I know it could be very fearful to actually even think about doing business right now. But from talking to a lot of people, some people tell me, well, you know what, stuff that I've been putting off about working on my business for a long time now, I'm actually able to do now, right? And one of those things that comes up is actually emails. I still think that emails are one of the biggest digital assets that we have as business owners, and our email list, our contact list, is that important, right? So I'm not going to talk about the virus and what's going on in the world, but I am going to talk and hopefully answer questions about what it is that we can actually do to talk to our customers. But I'm going to go briefly through this blog, and I'll send you guys a link. I'll make sure to send a link to everybody to this blog, because I thought it was fantastic, right? The first thing we should be doing, of course, is sharing business updates to our customers. Whether we're open, whether we're still in business, whether we're doing Zoom calls, doing phone calls, etc., etc. The second thing that this article suggests we do is obviously, making sure that in your email list you have it segmented properly, right? So if in your email list you have people that are also your friends, maybe you want to send them a different message. And again, I'll send you guys the link so that you can go over this on your own. I don't want to take away from the open office hours. And the third one, and part of, again, as I said, the inspiration to what I'm doing right now was to look for ways to offer support to your customers, right? As some of you know, being part of BNI, we had our meeting online yesterday, and it was very interesting how everybody, or most of us in our industries, we were able to tell each other that we are able to help, right? For example, we had our insurance broker that was saying, you know what, we may actually be able to work with some of those payments. Our mortgage broker, Angie, saying, you know, we actually have talked to me about the deferral of payments. So this is information that we can transmit, that we know business to business, and that we can definitely share it with our audience. Okay. Having said all of this, and again, you'll be able to read this article in a little more detail. But having said all of this, I think the most important part, if you haven't done so yet, is actually having that email list. In times like these, that email list becomes like the old days. You know, when you had your Rolodex. I don't know how many of you know what I'm talking about. I think a lot of you do. But if you had your Rolodex, that was your business, right? So yeah, and I'm gonna leave the floor open now for everybody or anybody. If you have a question, please unmute yourself. If you're not comfortable being on the mic, you can send me a question through the Zoom chat. So yeah, the floor is open now, guys. Okay. You know what? I don't know if my chat, hold on, let me just stop sharing the screen. And let me see if we have any questions. Okay, here is my screen. All right.
I guess I have a question if nobody else is going to ask.
Yeah, what's up,
I'll let Luigi go
you?
first.
All right. The two finance guys are all over it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the question that I have for you is, in terms of communication and social media and all the different avenues you can take, what is too much and what is too little communication? And I know that's a very, very vague question, but how much is too much and how much is too little?
You're absolutely right. It is a vague question, and I think it comes down to what your demographics are and who it is that you're talking to, right? Say, so for example, Luigi, if I don't know if this is the case or not, but let's say that your demographic or most of your clients in your Rolodex are people over 60, right? Which, giving the case of what's happening right now, may be looking, you know, they're a higher demographic that's higher in risk. So maybe with them, I would try to share as many informational messages as I can, and keep them more up to date on what's going on, right? Because I'm pretty sure that people on that age range are probably a little bit more concerned of what's going on, right? Maybe I'll share with them. Some people may not be technologically savvy, so maybe I'll look for an article on how to order groceries online, and stuff like that, right? So in that sense, it definitely is going to depend on your target audience. Right now, as you all probably know, the internet and social media is inundated with messages from a lot of people, and it's awesome to see that a lot of people are coming up and actually trying to contribute, generate content, and helping or trying to help people as well, right? A good measure, I would say, when it comes to social media, at least, actually when it comes with everything, I always say what cannot be measured cannot be improved, and it cannot be truer in these times. When you send a message, whether it be through your page or through your email, look at your open rates, look at your response rates, look at how many people are seeing, and then test it out, right? For a week, maybe for a week, post 3 times in a week and see what that response is. And then the week after that, post 5 times and see what the response is. And that way you can sort of compare to see what your audience is responding a little bit better. But yeah, again, it's a very broad question, and I think it's going to, your target demographic and who you're talking to is going to play a big role on how much of this message has to go through, right? Luigi, in your particular case, being in the financial industry, I would love to hear what's going on with the markets, right? Why? Because one, I work from home. So things haven't really changed for me in terms of my operations or my logistics. I'm, knock on wood, in what is considered a lower risk. So my main risk, my main concern right now is not necessarily a fatal concern in terms of the virus, but I am actually concerned about the market because that affects me directly, right? It may affect my RSPs, it may affect the way I invest. So I would love to hear messages more from you telling me, okay, you know what? This is what's happening right now, and this is where I see what's going on this week. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
I know it was very, very broad.
No. It was a broad question, and I do apologize for that. But yeah, thank you. I feel like I'm at a presidential press conference here. I have a question here. I have a follow-up question. The follow-up
Of course,
question
go for it.
was about Active Campaign.
Yes.
So maybe to a layman like myself, maybe you can tell me a little bit more about what it's capable of. I know I hear a lot of people. I used to use CRMs that would allow people to see whether or not clients opened up emails and so on and so forth. We use Salesforce personally, and I don't like it, but it's something we have to use, and it doesn't allow, or maybe they disabled the feature that allows people to recognize who opened it and whether or not they clicked on links and so on and so forth, right? So maybe you can show me a little bit more about Active Campaign and show me what the value is.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I should apologize and I should have warned you guys. It's as real as it gets, right? Uh, our dogs love barking at stuff in the street, so I think a plastic bag literally just passed by and they just went nuts. Anyways, sorry
You
about
may
that.
hear mine go nuts in a second anyway, so it's all good.
Funny enough, you know what? And Luigi, I'll get to your question in a second. Funny enough, now that a lot of us are working from home, it's as real as it gets, right? I've been in webinars or I've been chatting with people and their dog barks. My dogs here, they start barking. Anyways, it's actually quite comedic. Yes, Luigi, to answer your question, I'm actually sharing the main page for Active Campaign. In my opinion, it's not as solid as a CRM as maybe Salesforce. Like Salesforce was actually built as a CRM and to be able to track sales, right? Um, but what Active Campaign has that I haven't seen that many systems have as well as they do, and in the price range that they do, is this whole idea um, of automated marketing, right? So you can do so many things. And let me give you an example. I had a Facebook campaign running. Okay, so I had a Facebook ad running, and this is a few months back, to generate leads. So as soon as the lead was generated, it would go into Active Campaign. As soon as they booked, so this flow was that they would actually go put their name in, then they would actually go to the calendar and book their own appointment. So basically, with the help of Active Campaign, first of all, boom, the lead would be an Active Campaign. Then I would know whether they booked a call or not. I had an email sequence that followed whether they booked a call or not, right? So if they didn't book a call, it would be like, hey, I think you forgot to book a call. Here's the email to book a call. For the people that actually booked a call, I was able to integrate it. That was done through Calendly, but I was able to integrate it so they would be like, here is your calendar information, right? I'm able to see people that may have actually left me the name, but didn't do anything else. I'm actually able to go back to them and be like, hey, what happened, right? You sort of forgot. I'm still here if you need me. So yeah, it's the automation of emails that I think is the biggest tool or biggest strength that Active Campaign has. Again, it's my opinion. They
No,
do have a
100%,
CRM.
buddy. The automation capabilities are fantastic with Active Campaign.
Yeah, and you can even have a subscription form, right? And you can see here, sort of, I put this out here so that you guys can see. Oh, yes, of course. And something that I almost forgot is that you can actually have it connected so that, and I had this, an hour before the appointment, they would actually get an SMS, right? The whole idea is trying to move that person from, I gave you my name and number, to, okay, let's hook up, let's talk, let's try to build that relationship, right? I don't know, does that answer your question, Luigi? Oh, I think we lost him.
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. No, absolutely, absolutely. So does it walk you through the sales process? Like, from somebody who's like extremely busy, I don't want to take up the whole floor here. There's other people that have questions as well. But does it walk you through the process? Like from stage 1 to 2 to now you need to communicate with the client again, and you know what I mean? Because
yeah, of course. So you know what? Let me see if I can show you. Hold on. I'm just gonna log in. I just need to make sure it's my active campaign that I'm logging in because I manage it for a few customers. Obviously, I don't want to show contacts either. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a fake automation so that you can sort of see.
all right, then I'll just leave the floor open for everyone else to have questions.
Okay. I'm just yeah, there you go. So I'm going to share my screen so you can see what it is that I'm talking about. Here it is. Okay. So this is where you build your automations, and this is where everything happens. Okay. So for example, I can set up a trigger and I can say, you know what, as soon as somebody submits a form in a website, I can say any form, right? What do you want to do? Well, I want to actually send an email. Okay, let me create an email. What's the email, right? Test email 1. And I'm literally doing this live, right? So now it's going to say, well, I'm going to build from scratch. I'm going to do right column text. I'm going to go, okay. I'm going to say, this is a test email. I'm going to do this as quickly as I can without adding much content so that you can, just so that you can see the process. You know what? I'm going to save and exit. By the way, you can arrange anything any way you want the email, right? And there's some pretty cool layouts out there as well that you could use. Perfect. So now you can say, you know what? As soon as somebody as soon as somebody submits the form, any form. So for example, you can put the form from ActiveCampaign on your website, for example. So somebody submits the form, you're like, okay, send them an email. And then, you know what? Let's wait. Let's wait for 1 day. And after we wait for 1 day, we are actually going to send them an SMS, right? And obviously the pricing and everything is a little bit different, but I'm going to say this is a test SMS. By the way, everybody in this call, if you get a test SMS right now, ignore it. Just kidding, no, you won't. Right? And then at some point through this interaction, you can actually say, you know what? My contact, I can actually add a deal, okay? And the deal is going to be test deal, and the value is for 500, okay? Now I can't show you my actual pipeline because that's where I have all my customers. But this is basically how you start building all these automations. And you know what? Somebody's chatting here. Hold on. Yes. I'll answer that question in a second, Lori. Sorry, I didn't have the question thing open. And basically, you can actually transport people from your sales, your CRM, right? Like your deal. It could be. Actually, let me do that right here. So I can transfer. I can change the stage of where my customer is, right? And I have a stage that's called. I have a pipeline that's called Canada Dentist, right? And I can actually. Here, I can say, you know what? I want to follow up. So now what happens? Somebody submitted a form. I send an email. I waited 1 day. I submitted a text message. I added a deal, right? Which means a value to it. And then I move them into a different stage on that pipeline. Does that answer your question, Luigi?
100%. That's really cool.
And as you can see, right, it's fairly intuitive on what you can do. And by the way, if you're using Salesforce, and I forgot about this, they actually have an integration with Salesforce. I don't know, based on your restrictions, if your company would actually let you guys do that, or let you enable this. But Salesforce, again, is the powerful tool to contact and be in touch with people. The automation comes to ActiveCampaign, hands down.
That's awesome. Thank you.
No worries. And Lori, to answer a question, can MailChimp be integrated into ActiveCampaign? Yes, as Ben said, MailChimp can be considered a competitor. To be quite honest with you, I haven't looked at MailChimp in a long time because I found ActiveCampaign. It can just do so much more beyond this email sending that MailChimp and Constant Contact is another one. I do think that they do some automations right now as well, but nothing comparison to ActiveCampaign at that price point. There's another system that old or people that have in the industry for a while know, which is called Infusionsoft. But you basically needed a minor degree at least to be able to use Infusionsoft, which is why I love ActiveCampaign, because everything is so easy, for lack of a better word, right? Yeah, there you go. Richard is saying MailChimp is very rudimentary by comparison. Thank you, sir. So yeah, I hope that clarified your question a little bit, Luigi. I think he's in mute again.
I have a question, Efren.
Of course, go for it, sir.
All right, so we had some conversations about me trying to take my business online and using it to prospect. So now I'm thinking about entering the realm of using it to potentially prospect like a recruit or like someone to potentially get licensed. So in that sense, in terms of using a paid ad, do you have any recommendations? Like I've done Facebook ads and for like my old job at the soccer club, obviously, but like now like trying to just more focuses on a specific goal and reaching a specific audience. Do you have any recommendations on kind of where to start?
Wow, that's a loaded question, but thank you. Absolutely. Where to start? Well, I have a client, and here I'll share this with you to give you an idea. He started with content, okay, and it was very similar to actually your industry, and it was actually a very similar goal of recruiting people. As a matter of fact, he started with content, and he put a really funny joke cartoon on his page, and he created an ad off that, and he sent people to his landing page where he got more information. It was something along the lines of it was similar to what you do, but it was something along the lines of they said it was simple to work for yourself. Anyways, it was a cartoon. It was really funny. People loved it, and from what I understand, he actually ended up hiring somebody from there.
Interesting.
Right? So the point I'm making here is that I think you've heard me say this before, and probably a lot of people in this room right now have heard me say this before, but a lot of the things that we do in social media is testing, right? We want to make sure, or we're trying to give our best message, the right message to the right audience at the right time, right? Yeah. So you have to test. You don't know what that is, right? Right now, it sort of sucks to say this, but right now maybe a lot of people have lost jobs, and maybe a lot of people are looking into the kind of information that you can provide.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of people whose jobs have depended in a regular paycheck, and have thought about maybe moving into your industry and doing what you do, are thinking, wow, I should have done this a year ago. Right. So you know what? Maybe I'll put a post out there, an informational post, talking about how you can get certified, right? Because I know there's a certification needed to do what you do.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of funny you're mentioning it. That was my thinking was, I guess where I was going with this is asking you, like, again, putting out, like you just said, some very valuable piece of content, and then driving traffic towards that, or more of a post a blog post or an article on my own website, and then just being like, hey, the benefits of being, or the like, the benefits of being an entrepreneur, or benefits of being an advisor today, or something like that. And then it's not directly, taking like an HR direct approach, being like, hey, would you like to be, I'm looking to hire X amount. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like maybe that's a bit too direct, and that's why I know you can do A/B testing as well. Or maybe I can run 2 different ads to see.
Absolutely. So what I would do in your case, I would actually write the blog.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming here, but I don't know, Ben, maybe you're comfortable in front of camera. I think you are.
Yeah. Oh, I got my ring light coming today.
Boom, done.
Luigi's buying it too. I know he is.
so you know what? That's what I would do. I would actually write the blog.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll do one better. This is what I did for this, right? I actually did the video.
Okay.
I went to Temi. I think it's Temi. Yeah, it's Temi. I think it's Temi. There you go. Temi.com. You upload your video, and they do a transcription. And it's 25 cents per minute. It's actually 25 cents per minute.
That's awesome.
You get it back. You get the transcription back. What do we do? Well, what Bailey did, and she does with her videos. She grabbed the video. She listened to it, make sure that the transcription was proper, was correct. Yeah. Boom. So you have your video. You have your transcript. You have your blog now. Right. So what I would do is put that on your website. Put the video for people that want to watch the video. Put the transcript underneath for people that want to read. Like, I like to read, to be fairly transparent. I love to read. Even if there's a video, I read the transcript.
Well, that's why I think a lot of like recommendations that I'm seeing now is always put subtitles on your video.
Oh, of course. Yes. So this transcript works both ways. One, for the subtitles, and the second one, to actually get a transcript for your blog, right?
Okay.
So you put a video, you put your video, you do your transcript, and then you put test 2 things on Facebook. You go and you test for your video, right?
Yep.
Your actual video, and see what the reaction is. And then you test for a link, or so a text, maybe with a picture that may represent what you're saying in terms of education. Mm-hmm. And copy along the lines of these are the advantages of being self-employed right now, right?
Right.
And then you send them to your website. Test those 2 out. See which one people respond better to.
Nice. Appreciate that,
and
man.
Actually, yeah, no, and actually, you know what? Now that we're talking, Ben, do you mind if I pull your website up for a second?
Go for it. It's basic, everybody, but it's something. Don't judge me.
Okay. Something that and we can actually have this and take this conversation further, but something that I would highly recommend, it's to install a pixel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't done all that stuff yet.
Okay, good. So before you do anything, before you put your post out, install the pixel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for those of you who who may not fully understand what a Facebook pixel is, so imagine your website is a house. Okay. And in front of your house, the door, it has a little tripwire. When somebody walks into your house, it triggers a tripwire. That's basically what a pixel is. It's the ability for Facebook to know who's coming into your house. Now, Facebook doesn't tell you and doesn't say, Efren just went into Ben's website, because, well, that would be a violation of privacy, but they do keep it in the background. What you can do with the information there is that you can actually do what we call retargeting, which is you can go and create an audience and you can say, show this ad, show this information to people that have visited my website over the last 90 days.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So Ben, before I would do anything in terms of putting a blog up,
yeah,
I would definitely set up the pixel, because now you can actually retarget those people, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Right. So what I would do again is send them to that blog post. Now that you have the pixel, I would create an audience saying everybody that came to the blog post, retarget them, right, and then I would send them a direct ad.
Nice.
Because now you know they're at least looking for information, right?
Right. That's true. All right. Appreciate that, man. Last
Yeah,
question.
no.
Just in terms of, do you have any recommendations for editing tools? Because I'm pretty, tech savvy, and I'm trying to learn Adobe Premiere to edit to do like transitions or edit my logo and things like that. Like, do you have any or for adding subtitles and like this the Gary V status bar kind of thing, that style? Like any particular recommendations for editing tools of that nature, or just kind of use my Adobe suite that I have?
Adobe Rush is a little simpler than Premiere.
Okay.
So if you already have the Adobe suite, and I know as an educator yourself, you probably have it for a good price.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can probably use Adobe Rush. I think we, and by we I mean Bailey, of course, we do Premiere. Yeah, we do everything on Premiere Pro. But I do think that Rush actually has fairly powerful tools.
Okay.
And if you're not happy with that, I don't know if you guys have ever gone to this website called appsumo.com.
I have, yeah.
You can buy a lot of software for one price, and they had, I think it was called InVideo, that I know a few people have been using successfully. Where is it? It's these are deals. You pay a one-time fee. It's a lifetime deal usually on products. Usually it's products that are coming out to the market. But sometimes you get really good deals in here. And I don't know if InVideo is still here. Here it is. So this is another option that I would, I haven't used it myself, but I know a few of my colleagues have used InVideo and they're really happy with it. And another thing that we use sometimes is Canva. Canva recently,
Yeah,
I think 2 weeks
Canva's
ago,
good.
came with the ability to be able to edit and create videos as well.
Yeah, I saw there was a Canva app for Android for your phone, so I'm pretty sure you can even just do it right on your phone, which is really cool.
Yep, Bailey is nodding. She says yes, you can do it with Canva.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lori loves Canva. Yeah, and Richard saying Adobe Rush is fantastic. Yeah, absolutely, Richard. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you have does that answer your question? Your question, Ben?
Yeah, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Cool. So if you see Richard, by the way, guys, Richard is actually a colleague of mine. We work fairly closely together, and he's amazing at what he does. He also has a digital marketing agency in BC. And Richard, if you're not reading the chat, is saying right now, we use Rush a lot for creation of videos for social ads. Allows you to quickly create different image aspect ratios and titles, audio, etc., in a simplified version to its big brother Premiere. There you go. So yeah, Ben, definitely check out Rush.
Cheers, man.
There you go. And Lori, I know, is a fan of Canva. It is more robust on the laptop and desktop. Absolutely, most tools are, but yeah, it's a fantastic tool as well. Does that answer your questions, Ben?
Yeah, yes, it does. Thanks, man.
Okay, sorry, you were probably having another bite of that lunch you're having.
No, I already finished that. I was just looking to see, like, do I already have Rush installed on here? I'm just.
Anyways, guys, anybody else have questions? Oh, look, Naomi is here. I didn't even see. This is your time to ask any questions you want, whether it be digital, whether it be social, Google, websites. Let's see, Lori, question. Do you have any suggestions for organizational app for IG or IGTV? That's a fantastic question. You know what? I'm going to go back to Bailey. You know what? Actually, Lori, what do you mean by organizational app? Like to actually publish?
Yeah, something.
Oh, there you are. Oh my God, I was reading.
I'm here.
I was reading it, and then your voice came up.
Whoa, like God. What I mean is that I have made a decision as of yesterday, something that we've been thinking about in the studio for quite some time, is to tap into Instagram television and start posting video that is organized.
Okay.
And what I'm looking for is because branding, like keeping your brand is really, really important. So any sort of app that keeps the branding similar, like if there's borders or banding, so that when I do a series, it looks cohesive. Does that make sense the way I said?
And just so I understand, or so we understand, is this, are you doing it live?
Live will be on Fridays.
Okay.
Yep, there is a live component. We're going to do
And
Monday through
you want to
Friday.
brand it on live.
I want to brand it so that when the snippet for Instagram television comes onto our main Instagram feed, that it doesn't look like just, oh, there's an image. I want to brand it. And I was also thinking of tapping into Canva for that.
You could do that. Yeah, of course. You can do that for your pre-recorded ones, right?
Yes.
Okay. So here's a tool that I'm actually going to use on the next office hours that we have. It's called Ecamm. Okay. You could try it for free and see if it would actually work. I'm actually not sure, actually, now that I think about it, if it'll be able to do for IGTV. Here, let me check it out. Yeah, I want to see info. It's all Ecamm Live. So basically, it's a recording studio for live TV. Okay. So you're able to brand anything, anything you want. So you can actually, sorry, I'm reading this as I'm going. So basically, you can do stuff like this, right? You can run a production. You can actually run like they do. It's a broadcast application. You can actually run like a little segment. Say if you have your own little intro talking about your company, you can actually run that live. You can actually run logos and brands. Basically anything you can think of that you can do on a broadcast or that you have seen done on a broadcast in real TV, you can actually do it with Ecamm. What I'm not sure is if we're able to do it with to IGTV. And I don't know, I'm gonna look at Bailey here if she knows. No, you know what? I actually don't know. Let me, I'll do more research for you, Lori. And I actually have Ecamm, so I can try it out. I have Ecamm and I have Restream, so I can try it out to see if it will publish branded to IGTV, and I can definitely let you know. Cool, thank you. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if it's coming in text or if it's coming on on voice. But yeah, so this is another tool. I haven't used it to the extent of its capabilities, and I hope to use it by in our next office hour, which will be next week. And yeah, it's really cool. I have used it with clients and be able to like share screens, have different cameras, different angles. I even tested it once when somebody was streaming off a camera. So literally, we did like a live thing, almost on the street kind of action. So yeah, it was very cool. But yeah, Lori, I'll definitely get back to you. I'll test it out and I'll let you know what I find out. But yeah, awesome question. Let me check the chat again. Anybody else have any other questions?
I have another one.
Of course, Lori, please.
When you look at some people, some businesses, Instagram feed, they look different, like as if they have some sort of template that they're using where the images aren't right out to the outer perimeter of the cubes. The images are set in, they have borders. Do you know of, like, do you have any suggestions for Instagram branding looks?
Do you have an example that maybe you can drop me via personal message so that we can check out? I'm not entirely following you.
I will take a look and I'll drop it to you.
Yeah, if you can. I'm just not really following you right now. Sorry. Yeah, no. I'm just looking at Bailey's. She has her IG going out right now, and I'm not entirely sure I follow you. But yeah, if you have an example, send it to me, and there you go. Second thing I have to get back to you on. Thank you, though. All right. So any other questions? No. Well, you know what? I want to share something with you guys.
I have one follow up.
Oh, sure, of course, Ben. Go for it.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of it
No.
as I'm going to be setting this stuff up. But
go for it.
Any recommended starting budget for what I was talking about?
Whew. That's a great question.
Like obviously, I've never ran ads for myself personally. I've done it for the club, but that's somebody else's money. So
yeah. Two things here.
Yeah.
First of all, running ads right now on Facebook or in any social media platform is a little bit more expensive because everybody's running ads right now, right? Everybody's trying to do what you're going to do, which means that more money has gone in, less real estate space on people's screens, hence the price goes up.
Yep.
Right? I would test out, so for the video, you want to have your goal to be that to have as many people watch the video as you want. So I would set objective of video view. And what I'm going to say is going to sound crazy, but start it at $1 a day. Okay?
Yep.
What's going to happen is you're going to force, by the way, I don't know if you guys knew, but Facebook is an incredibly powerful machine on the back end. And I don't know if you guys knew, but actually Mark Zuckerberg said a few years back that Facebook knows when you upload a video or you publish a video, I think it's within the first 5 seconds, they know what your video is going to be talking about. So their AI is already going to try to position your video in front of people that want to hear it. What you do by putting $1 a day is you're going to be forcing the algorithm to sort of shake those lowest hanging fruit. Okay?
Yeah.
So for videos, I would do video view of $1 a day and see how it goes. And again, we can do follow-ups. You know how to reach me. For the actual for the text message, sorry, I would do engagement first as an objective.
Okay.
Sorry, not engagement. Do reach so that you can reach as many people as you can.
Yep.
And you know what? Try with $5 a day and see how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, you're going to be testing this out, right?
Yep.
And we're going to go back, maybe change pictures, change copy.
Correct.
Yeah, test it out.
Okay. Cheers, man.
Lori, if you see Richard just talked about Relay That as a platform that lets you create your custom posts for a variety of channels with a bunch of dynamic templates. There you go. Thank you, Richard. RelayThat.com. Actually, I'm going to bring it up here. And I think Relate That was an AppZumo, wasn't it? Not long ago? Yeah, I think it was. Cool. Very cool. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, any other questions that we may have before I wrap this up? No, don't see anything. Okay, so something I'm going to mention that I don't know where we're at right now with everybody, but is going to be, I know a lot of us collect these, as you can see. Especially those of you who are in BNI, I know we have a lot of these. This is your Rolodex. what you can do is you can find a few apps, and there's a bunch of them on whether you have iPhone or Android, that you can take pictures of them, and it will usually, if you don't have them already entered in the system, you can actually take picture of these, and it will actually enter the data for you. It will recognize the data. In most of these apps, you can actually download it as an Excel file, and then you can upload it into Constant Contact, MailChimp, whatever it is, platform that you would like to use in terms of to send emails, right? I thought about this when I was building the list to invite people to this event, because I realized some of the business cards that I have gone and people I have interacted with, I haven't put into ActiveCampaign. So keep that in mind. If you haven't done it yet, and you have a bunch or a stack of it, make sure you sorry, I'm just reading the messages. If you have a stack of them and you think it's monumental to put them into your computer right now, again, there are some apps that you can take a picture and it does it automatically. So that's a tip I wanted to leave you guys with today. Checking again, last check on questions, last check on voice messages. I just sent it to WhatsApp, Efren. Okay, Lori, I'll check WhatsApp in a second. I did hear it go off. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, most of you know how to, all of you actually know how to reach me. Thank you so much for dropping by today. We're gonna have another one next Thursday, and the Thursday after after that. So please invite any business owners that you think would benefit from from this information. As you can see, is very open-ended with open-ended questions. Rather open office where we can answer any kind of questions. And if you have any trouble in the next week or in the next little bit, feel free to reach out to me. Again, guys, thank you so much for coming,
thank you, Efren.
for dropping by. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I honestly believe in the deepest of my beliefs that we will all get through this sooner than what we think. Yeah, and with that being said, hope you all have a fantastic and great afternoon, and I will talk to you soon.